Hello, I'm Beth Joey and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, welcome. This is the channel where I paint my face, turn my camera on and talk about some books. A little while ago, I filmed and uploaded a day in the life video where I was around exploring London, having a lovely time, going to all the places that I'd never gone to and always wanted to. And I got such a great response to that video from you guys that have been on my channel for a little while. So I thought, why not make this a thing, do a few more? And so this time I decided I was going to go to Cambridge. If you don't already know, Oxford and Cambridge are like the two major universities in England. They're like the UK equivalent of like Harvard or something. Everybody knows they exist and they have this massive rivalry between the two of them because they're these two really prestigious, really old universities. I've been to Oxford, I went with my sister, so of course I had to give Cambridge its fair shot as well and I had to go there too. So today this video is all about me journeying to Cambridge and going and seeing everything that I wanted to see, filming it, giving you guys a little bit of a tour, I guess, of Cambridge and just chatting. So I am just about to head out, so I'm going to be wrapping this intro up very soon, but just quickly before I do, at the moment I am reading The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter by Theodora Goss. This is a book that I've heard Meg over at Meg with Books talk about a million and one times. It was like her favorite series ever, so I was super intrigued to finally pick it up. But as for what it's about, its Goodreads profile says, Mary Jekyll, alone and penniless following her parents' death, is curious about the secrets of her father's mysterious past. One clue in particular hints that Edward Hyde, her father's former friend and a murderer, may be nearby, and there is a reward for information leading to his capture. A reward that would solve all of her immediate financial woes. But her hunt leads her to Hyde's daughter, Diana, a feral child left to be raised by nuns. With the assistance of Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson, Mary continues her search for the elusive Hyde and soon befriends more women, all of whom have been created through terrifying experimentation. Beatrice Rappaccini, Catherine Moreau, and Justine Frankenstein. When their investigations lead them to the discovery of a secret society of immoral and power-crazed scientists, the horrors of their past return. Now it is up to the monsters to finally triumph over the monstrous. I've already started this book a little bit, and I have to say the first thing that has absolutely stand out to me is how these characters break the fourth wall so often in the book. So you're like reading the story as you would a regular story, and then it'll stop and you'll have like a little speech thing where it's like Mary, colon, and then Mary says something, and then Catherine, colon, and then Catherine says something. So it's like they're narrating the book to you in real life and they're giving you comments on the story in real life. And I love how that's used as well to add this extra level of like personality and fun into the story. So like sometimes if one of the girls doesn't agree with the way the story is being told, they'll make a comment and then the person writing it, Catherine, will do the thing that they're saying they don't like and make it worse just to piss them off. And then there'll be another comment from the person be like, oh, come on. And then they'll continue with the rest of the story. And I just like the way how it adds this liveliness, this realness, this in the moment nature to the story where you feel like you're sitting around with these group of girls and then narrating it to you and interjecting and all that sort of thing. I think that's a really amazing writing style and it's adding an extra layer of like fun to the story. So I am really enjoying that. I'm also enjoying how they're bringing these really famous figures from like Victorian literature to life. So Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson are the two that I've met so far. They're definitely not how I've always perceived them in terms of the mysteries, like the books and the movies that have come out about Sherlock and Watson, but it's still fun to see them through the eyes of like young sort of teenage girls. So yeah, I'm enjoying this book, but that's not the point of this vlog. So I am going to head off to Cambridge now and yeah, take you guys with me. So let's go. Hey, voiceover Beth coming back at it again. I am on my way to Cambridge, saw the WH Smith in this beautiful seat, so had to take a shot of it, and of course had to go to the bookstore to have a look around. Breakfast of Champions here, Starbucks cinnamon bun and a coffee, and I got started on my read, which I talked about before, which is The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter. Couldn't resist taking some artsy travel shots, so here's the Starbucks on the train and then the view from the train as I started to realize that England is more than just city, and now I'm in Cambridge. So walking down from the train station, I saw Little St Mary's Church, which has a larger version in the actual centre of Cambridge, and the first stop was the Fitzwilliam Museum for a sort of islander exhibit, I think it was, all about life on some of the Greek islands. I laughed when I saw that the sign for this particular section of the exhibit was wine drinking, and the size of those pots, I mean, wow. Next up, I stopped by Pembroke College and took a few pictures because I just loved the red brick of these buildings and it reminded me of my own college days. This is one of the many colleges in Cambridge where students can live on the campus, and you know what, I'm so jealous that people get to live in these buildings. Next up, I continued my walk and found the Mathematical Bridge, which is a bridge that looks circular but is made entirely out of straight pieces of wood, which I thought was so cool. Then I saw the Corpus Christi clock, which looks like it had been attacked by a gun. Stopped by this church and was like, hey, it's Henry VIII. Then got a couple of quick outside shots of the Pitt building, which I thought was really beautiful and gothic looking. And found an outdoor market as well and a book stand, so of course I had to have a peruse, but didn't see anything that I really wanted. Then I arrived at Great St Mary's Church and the tower, which is something like 200 and something steps to get up to the very top, and then you get this beautiful 360-degree view of Cambridge. So of course I had to do that and see the only view of King's College that I got on this entire trip. Then I stumbled on the Cambridge University Press bookshop, which is apparently the oldest bookshop in the world, so I had to go in there, but didn't buy anything because it's very much like textbooks and things you'd study at university. I love that I found this brief sort of history of Australia book and was really debating buying it. Then I went to Heifers, which was my main sort of stop in terms of the bookish side of things of this day. So I had a look around at the shelves and picked out a couple books that I was really tempted by. So these beautiful editions of some like classic literature. So Les Mis here, and there's also a beautiful edition of the Grimm fairy tales. Debated buying the Throne of Glass series and did buy this Agatha Christie book and this one as well. Loved all the special editions that I saw along the bottom here, and then saw this strange book that made me literally double take when I saw the Mona Lisa's face. Debated buying the entire Bridgerton series, and finally got a decent shot of King's College before it started chucking it down with rain and I had to evacuate a tour and head home. So this is me leaving Cambridge. Hey guys, I am back from Cambridge. It wasn't a particularly long day today. It's now like 3 p.m. and I'm back home because it started absolutely chucking it down with rain while I was in Cambridge, and I was in the middle of a tour right when it was happening. It was so annoying because I didn't have an umbrella, I didn't have a coat with a hood or anything, so I had to abandon this tour just to find cover, and I actually didn't end up going on much of the tour at all, which is why there was no like King's College or University of Cambridge in the video clips, because that tour would have taken me to those places. But I still did get a ton done. I still got to go to Pembroke College. I still went and saw the Corpus Christi clock. I still went to the big bookstore, Heifers. I climbed up to the top of the Great St Mary's Church and saw the sort of 360 view of Cambridge, which is absolutely beautiful. So I still got a ton done. And like I said, I went to the bookstore and I got a couple books. So I think by now you guys will have seen that I've started a Me versus Christie Mysteries series on my channel where I read a bunch of the Agatha Christie mysteries and I try to solve them as I go along and see if I can reach the conclusion before Agatha Christie herself reveals it in the books. I decided that in this bookstore I wanted to buy the next couple of books that I'll be planning to read as part of this series. So I picked up The Murder on the Links by Agatha Christie and Poirot Investigates, which are the second and third books in the sort of Hercule Poirot series by Agatha Christie. I love that they're matching, but they do not at all match my edition of the first book, which was The Mysterious Affair at Styles. So maybe I'll have to get that first book in this sort of design. I don't know, but anyway, those are the two books that I picked up. I also picked up a birthday present for Ben, which I have to say really quietly because he's home. It's a bottle of gin that you can only get at the Cambridge Gin store, and hopefully he's going to love that. But yeah, that is pretty much it from me. I hope you really enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed coming along to Cambridge with me. Do let me know if there are any places in London or England that you want me to go to next. I would really be interested to see what you'd like to see more of and maybe get like an insider view, I guess, of what it's like in these actual places, do come and let me know in the comments down below. I love talking to you guys and I do my best to reply to every single comment. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please do let me know by liking, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell all down below. It is a super easy way to help my channel grow, and I will see you lovely people in my next video. Bye!